Yo guys, hey, what's up? It's your boy here, Ken. Breaking news. Bray Wyatt has just been released from WWE. This came up out of nowhere. The news just broke within an hour ago. I was gonna make a video talking about it right then and there, but I kind of want to wait a little bit and see more information kind of come out. This is shocking. Out of all the releases that WWE has had this year so far, this one tops. This one tops Braun Strowman for sure, hands down. Braun was shocking. This is a more bigger shock. So news basically kind of came out. One reported that Bray Wyatt. Well, first WWE had released a tweet, then they deleted it. But obviously someone else caught it. They reported Bray Wyatt was released. Then WWE came back and reposted their tweet, saying that they've granted Bray Wyatt his release. So it was like, did he ask for a release, or did you guys release him on your own? Now it just came out from Fightful.com, Sean of Fightful.com, reputable source, that they cut Bray Wyatt due to budget cuts. That Bray Wyatt's name had been floated around multiple times in meetings about budget cuts. His name had been floated around a lot. That Bray Wyatt was originally going to set up to come make a return this August this year, and Bray Wyatt was becoming a little bit more protective over his character, because the booking he hasn't been very confident in the booking of his character, so he's been a little bit more protective of his intellectual property. I don't know what to say about this. This is baffling for me. It's stuff like this that really turns fans off and away from the WWE product. Outside of the bad writing, when you have stuff like this, it turns fans away, because what it says to fans, and you know what? Let me not say this. I'll say this for another video. I'm just gonna say this for Bray. Bray Wyatt is a guy who I think is very creative. He's one of the few wrestlers that I think in this generation that thought outside the box, could think outside the box, and every time he did, WWE just stifled his creation, or his creative ideas. At the end of the day, WWE, I think, never got Bray Wyatt. They never got his character. They never got what he was trying to go for. They never got him. And because they never got him, they never booked him right. Bray Wyatt hasn't been booked right since day one. And when I say day one, I'm not talking about when he was Husky Harris as Nexus. I'm talking about as the Bray Wyatt character. They never booked him right since day one on the main roster. They build him up. They fed him. He hit an impenetrable wall. That wall being John Cena. After that, he cools off tremendously. From that, they had when the Cena, I think it was the Cena Rock feud 1 or 2 was being built, when John Cena beat all 3 Wyatt family members in one night on Raw in 5 minutes, maybe 3 or 5 minutes. Buried the whole Wyatt family, Bray included. Then you had where the Wyatt family lost within 2 minutes in a tag team match at WrestleMania. Cooled them off again. Then they built them up for Undertaker, which I thought was a good feud. I enjoyed the build up to their feud. Bray Wyatt lost to Undertaker, which I thought he should have won that. Then he won the WWE title. Had it for about 3.5 weeks just to lose the reign to Orton. Went back into Excursion again. Came back with the Fiend character as the Fiend. They booked themselves in a corner by putting him in that Hell in a Cell match with Rollins. He didn't win the title. Then after that, when he finally does win the Universal title, They feed him to Goldberg out of nowhere, out of the blue. They give him Goldberg because they didn't want Goldberg and Bray. They wanted Goldberg and they didn't want They didn't want Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. They wanted Goldberg and Roman Reigns, which Roman Reigns ended up not competing at that year's WrestleMania because COVID happened and he wanted to be safe for his family. So they ended up giving the belt to Braun Strowman in that feud between Goldberg. That didn't do anything for him. And look where Braun Strowman is now, speaking of that. So what did that do for Bray? That didn't do shit. Okay, he had his thing with John Cena at that year's WrestleMania. Alright, fine, whatever. He eventually wins the Universal title a second time, only to lose it like the following week to Roman Reigns at the next pay-per-view. Okay. Then he has his thing he goes away, and then he comes back, has his thing with Randy Orton, again, but under the Fiend gimmick. Out of the blue, just loses. And during this entire time, they slowly kind of took his Fiend character and just gave it to Alexa Bliss. What the actual fuck? Like, are you kidding me? They never got him right from day one. Bray Wyatt himself, and I gotta pull, I'll probably pull it up in the comment links, but I have to search it. But on Conan's podcast, Keeping It 100, Conan himself said he had spoke with Bray before when the Fiend gimmick was like probably about a year in. Bray Wyatt told Conan, they don't get his character. They don't get it. Bray Wyatt told Conan himself that there are some young writers who understand that try to get where he's going, his ideas and the ideas and stuff that he has. But he says that they play for an audience of one. And the people up top, not just Vince, but obviously your Kevin Dunns, your Michael Hayes as well, people that Vince surround himself around a lot, older generation, old guard, they don't get what he's trying to do. They don't get his character. And because of that, we see Bray Wyatt being booked the way he had been booked during his entire career within WWE. Is Bray Wyatt a good wrestler? Sure. I don't think Bray Wyatt's sloppy. I don't think Bray Wyatt's bad. I mean, if you were to look at his career in WWE and say what were his best matches would still be the match he had with Daniel Bryan at Royal Rumble. And I would say even his match with Undertaker at WrestleMania, I thought was a good wrestling match and was enjoyable. But this goes to, playing to your strengths, hiding the weaknesses. WWE never played to Bray Wyatt's strengths. And when they kind of got it right, they took 4 steps back and got it wrong and just completely butchered the whole damn thing. This is an issue that WWE has. I'm going to get into another video about this. But you know what? For a guy like Bray Wyatt, who is creative as he is, I'm sure obviously WWE owns the intellectual properties of the Fiend and the whole Fiend gimmick and everything. So I'm sure Bray Wyatt, like he has done before, he can come up with a new idea, reinvent himself with something else, but go somewhere else and be somewhere else and be relevant elsewhere. So, whether that be AEW, New Japan, whatever, I wish Bray nothing but the best and success. I'm going to get in another video talking about a topic that's very related to this. You guys let me know what you think about Bray Wyatt being released from WWE. I find it funny that this happened, considering 2 days ago, or yesterday, I think rather, Vince had a conference call talking about their quarterly revenue that they got in the third quarter. Vince made a statement about, he mentioned AEW in the sense that he said, I don't know what AEW's target is when it comes to signing talent, but maybe we should give them some more. Vince's words, his own words. Some people took that as him taking a dig at AEW. Others not so much. I'm kind of in between 50-50. But, you take that, however you want to spin it, But I think that's funny that he actually said that in a conference 2 days ago on a conference call. And then Bray Wyatt gets released today. So, Anyways, you guys let me know what you think about this. I want your thoughts in the box below. Do yourself a favor, hit the like button and subscribe. Peace.